In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story. In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story. In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story. Hi everybody and welcome to Bard Shots. I'm Luke, your humble bard, but tonight I'm not your game master. We're switching things up and having the wonderful Michael taking us on a haunting journey through his very own TTRPG, What Haunts Us. Before I officially hand over the reins though, for you to tell us a little bit more about the game, I do want to just let us all meet our incredible cast of players joining us for tonight's story. So we have Jordan, Abby,
Hello. Hello.
Luke,
Hello.
Jess, and me. I'm also playing for a change. But with that, I'll hand over to you, Michael, if you want to tell us a little bit about the game and then just kick us off.
Absolutely. What Haunts Us is a modern ghost hunting TTRPG that explores the horror of hauntings, but also the emotional depths that can come from them, as well as the unfortunate side of living a life as a ghost hunter. Our players will be flung into a ghost hunting experience. They'll have to find out who the ghost was, why they're doing it, what type of ghost they are, and then ultimately they have to help the ghost move on, however that might work. But shall we begin? In that case then, we begin our tale in the aftermath of a new year. The cold is starting to recede, allowing the sun to provide proof it still exists, only in small doses. Everyone waits for spring, grumbling in anticipation for the warmer weather and for leaves to return to the trees. It's a time of rebirth, whilst we all ignore the death of the year just gone. On this day, the sun is shining, though barely breaking the chill of the remnants of winter, and unable to warm the office of our lovely ghost hunting team. The office is small, rather cramped, and not really big enough for the 5 of you that have kind of set up base there as your team. Currently on the main table, we have someone reading through different accounts they've collected of haunted places. Henry, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, so you see quite a well-dressed man. He definitely seems out of place with the chaotic nature of this office. Short, slick-backed hair, quite a short, bushy beard, well-tamed though, thin, wire-thin glasses, and he is just scouring through all of the accounts and trying to make a thread and make a lead on all of the information that's laid out in front of him.
Sitting opposite him is someone currently tinkering with a ghost hunting tool that is sparking with each twist of a screwdriver. Adina, would you like to describe yourself?
You see a frizzy-haired woman in her maybe mid to late 30s, maybe 40s, thick-rimmed glasses, and the lens kind of make her look really wiry and wide-eyed. She's wearing like a three-piece suit, jacket, trousers, and a waistcoat. It looks expensive, but it's worn. There's like dust from where things have been sparked and messed around with. And she's pulling things out and playing with things from a really large leather duffel bag that is really beaten up and clinks around with all sorts of things inside.
And sitting next to Adina and probably trying to avoid any of those aforementioned sparks, preparing for their next show, Daphne.
Yeah, you see Daphne, she is in her late 30s, early 40s. She has kind of mousy brown hair that has a wild streak of grey through it. She has these kind of small round spectacles that sit atop the bridge of her nose. You see that she's wearing a light blue blouse and she's in flared jeans. She's kind of like so out of fashion that she's like now back in fashion a little bit as well. She's playing with a lighter behind her while she's sort of muttering and holding a cross in her hand. Going in and out of like a really phony French accent and then like switching back into what she's normally speaking in.
Also on the table, filling up all the chairs currently there, one missing I guess, there is sitting at the laptop looking at reports from their last jobs as well as everything else they could be doing as a company. We have Benjamin.
Yeah, so Benjamin is in his mid-30s. He's got blonde hair, generally styled in quite a tight crew cut. He's got quite soft but tired eyes. Has fairly pronounced bags under his eyes. He's probably one of the least well-dressed people here, in just kind of like a check shirt and jeans. But yeah, I think the only distinguishing sort of jewelry he has is a gold wedding band that he still wears on, but is furiously typing on the laptop and reading through anything he can.
And then standing behind the table, currently working on a punching bag that's been installed into the office, we have Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy is only about 5'8", 5'9", long, quite shaggy hair, currently pulled back into a ponytail. He tends to wear, like right now, he's wearing like a baggy black t-shirt and some slacks, just so it's easier to move around in. He doesn't look particularly impressive, he's not a bodybuilder, but when you see him working this punching bag, you see he has very sort of like tight corded muscle, clearly someone who has been spending time doing martial arts or various sports. He's very used to moving his body, not just sat in a room lifting weights, and he is just hammering away at this punching bag. Not going particularly hard at it, clearly just bored.
The day has been slow. Ghost hunting is not it's not a busy business. It is very if and when, and it makes good money when there is work, but often there unfortunately isn't. So it's been a few weeks since you've had your last job, and I think the stir, like, you're starting to get really tired of just sitting around waiting for that next big hunt. And I think that anticipation is quickly, well, not quickly broken, but very in the day broken by a sound of a notification from Benjamin's laptop.
I think he just instantly goes for it. I think he's sick to death of hearing the punching in the background, though he will not tell Sammy for fear of being hit. But any chance
Sammy's a
to get
gentle
out...
giant. He would never hit any of you guys.
Valid, yeah. But yeah, he instantly goes for it to read what it says.
You've received an email from a person called... You've received an email from one Isabella Dawson. She's put the subject as haunted house, ?
Okay, yeah. I think before I say to anybody, for fear that it's not going to be a valid job, I'll read through the contents to see what she says specifically.
She is reaching out as she has recently got your email address from a friend of a friend that you've helped in the past. And Isabella has recently managed to get her hands on a lovely Victorian cottage in the countryside. And while it's been fine for the first month or so, unfortunately she's now decided she's believing it to be haunted. And she's hoping for you to get back to her and potentially take the job.
I think I respond straight away, just saying, yes, we'll take the job. But then we'll say to the party, there's a potential job here. I know everyone's stir crazy, I get it. And I'll just kind of turn the laptop so everybody can read. Potential haunted house. It's worth checking out at the very least.
You realise that Sammy was so bored he didn't wait for you to turn the laptop round. I've been reading it over your shoulder.
Henry sort of looks up and just goes, let's just hope this isn't another one of those practical jokers, shall we?
Well, yeah, friend of the friend doesn't fill me with hope, but hey, it's something.
Is there any information? Sorry. Is there any information about like the nature of this ghost, or is this just another like a breeze or something?
She's included in the email that she's seen. Well, she's had items be moved from where she placed them. She's also there's generally like a chill in the cottage, but she does add like it is a Victorian cottage. It's not the most protected, but things have been moving, and she feels a presence. She doesn't know if that's just paranoia or fear, but she's beginning to get concerned. She also vaguely says that she heard a noise, a human noise.
Sammy knows this song and dance. He knows that we're desperate for work. While everyone else sits here and pretends to argue about whether we're taking the job, I've already moved off and have started packing up all of our shit to take with us.
I know I liked you, Sammy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Here for a reason.
Cold, items moving. It's either breezy house and annoying neighborhood kids, or it's something, but it's worth checking out.
I guess stretch out this office, sure.
Yeah.
There's often an explanation for these things, but I think based on the facts, it's worth looking.
Well, I've already said yes, so we're doing it regardless.
She comes back.
Everything's ready, he says. He lugs a bag out the door.
Thanks,
You
Sammy.
forgot my bag! You forgot!
You get the address. It's a cottage called Hart Cottage, and it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. But a quick Google search, you'll find a street view of it. It's a very beautiful little cottage that's hidden behind multiple trees. You can barely see it from street view, and it backs onto a large forest, and it looks like a very whimsical place.
Is there anything from the initial Google search?
If you'd like to roll me a mind to do some research on anything specific, you may.
Yeah, if it's quite old, if there's like some history behind it or other goings on. Okay, that is a 6, and my mind stat is a 17.
Yeah, that's definitely a pass. This is a cottage that dates back to early Victorian, maybe late Georgian. It's called Hart Cottage due to the original owners of it, a Mr. and Mrs. Hart. Edith Hart had moved out when Maxim Hart had passed away tragically from a seemingly natural causes. Other than that, it's been in multiple hands. I think you've been in the business long enough to know to look at some of the weirder forums, and no one talks about it. There's no history of ghost hunting. There's no history of any kind of threat of ghost.
I sort of just let the group know that information and just say there's nothing in my usual circles that is suggesting a history here. All seems quite normal.
You say it's in the middle of nowhere. How middle of nowhere are we talking? Are we like a 10-20 minute away from the nearest village settlement, or is it a lot further away than that?
It's the kind of place where the nearest shop is in a hamlet about 20 minutes away, and that shop's only open on like Wednesday afternoons when the volunteers are there.
Correct.
So we packed more
Sounds
supplies.
spooky.
Yeah.
I think Daphne would look at Ben at this point after it's been relayed, like the nature of this kind of potential haunting, and just say, are you okay with this one?
Yeah, work, right? I mean, it's better than sitting here listening to Sammy punch the wall. It'll be fun. Are you okay with it?
I punch a bag, he says, lugging a bag past you.
There's a reason why we got the bag.
I had to replaster that wall. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. It sounds like she was lucky that he died on his own accord. I, on the other hand, had to help mine along, so yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But just as long as you will. You'd tell me, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you. If it gets too much, we'll see. But it should be fine. It's probably just a breeze anyway.
Yeah, it always is.
What could go wrong in a house in the middle of nowhere, am I right?
Emery, why? Well, Sammy's already packed up everything, so may as well go before he comes and picks us up and puts us in the car.
Yeah.
Fling you over the shoulder.
All jump in the car, start making your way out. I for some reason, I'm picturing you all with a inappropriately small car.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But
All squeezed with like a VW bug or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
yeah, like the back is like fully stacked up with like ghost hunting equipment. You make the drive out. It takes a good hour and a half to get there, but eventually you pull up to this like thin road. You have to like slowly make your way down, and you pull up to a gap in the trees with a quite lovely kind of wooden gate that's been seemingly recently restored, and a little plaque with a number next to it saying Hart Cottage.
Is the gate open or is it closed?
It's closed, but it's not it's not locked by any means. It's just a...
Yeah, we'll get out, open the gate. I assume I'm the driver, to be honest, but we'll get out, open
Yeah,
the gate, get back in and start driving.
Sammy's not driving. He will jump out and shunt the gate open.
I'll be dad and I'll drive us all up. And then be like, shit, did I tell her we're coming straight away, or did we just leave and not tell
You just said
her?
yes.
Yeah.
Just rock out with the house 20 minutes later. We're here.
quick response time, 30 minutes or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or your ghost hunting is free.
No, we need the money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, rent's coming due, and you've not had a job in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You all, someone opens the gate. You drive through, and you kind of drive up to the front, and the drive is very thin, but you've managed to park in. You see the garden kind of spreads all the way around. It's been very beautifully done up, and as you kind of head in, you can see she must have heard the gate as she opens the door. You see a young-looking woman. She's probably in her 30s, but looks a lot younger. She's got short, light red hair that goes down to her chin. She's wearing a plain white tee under a pair of dungarees that's patterned with a light floral design over a pair of Converse. And she sees you up. Oh, that was... Are you... Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry. We should have said we had some availability today. We had a cancelled booking. So we thought we'd just come straight here. I'm Ben.
No, that's fine. Hi, Ben. I'm Isabella.
Nice to meet you. This is everybody. He'll just kind of gesture to you all.
Can I use
Think
my... can I use my emotional comprehension to sense like her emotional state? Is that something I can do?
Yeah, there's a slight anxiety there. Probably partly because she thinks her house is haunted, and partly because she's about to invite 5 strangers into her home. But that's been kind of quelled by a curiosity. It's almost like an unwanted excitement.
Okay.
At the prospect of what could come from this.
All right. Over to you, Abby.
No. It's very good you all came. Come on in. I will put the kettle on or something.
Sounds great.
She opens the door and kind of heads on in.
As she turns to go, probably not very subtly, can I pull out my EMF reader and just start like scanning her with it?
You're not getting anything.
I give everyone like a nod.
Very
I just
Ghostbusters just walking
like
up to her and just like beep 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 beep.
We really need to work on our customer service, guys. We really need to work on it.
Yes, come on.
Who's heading into the house first?
I probably would go straight in, but
I'll probably follow on behind.
Benjamin, as you step into the house, you instantly feel the house is much colder than it is outside. Not by a drastic amount, but it is that little bit colder. And the pressure just isn't right. It's not uncomfortable, but it is slightly more... There's slightly more pressure in here than there should be. Especially for a house with its door open.
I'll sort of turn back and just give everybody a bit of a curious look. I think we've probably done this for a decent amount of time, at least with some of us, that if I look at you as I've entered the house, you'd probably know something's a bit strange.
I know that place all too well.
As the next person steps in, the temperature increases. Not by much, but so does the air pressure. And then the next person increases slightly, and the next. And when you're all in, the temperature is probably at this point gone up to just slightly higher than room temperature, just because of how cold it was. And the air pressure is just underneath that level of discomfort. It's not quite there, but it's not right.
Imagine Sammy would be like the last one in, and it's so close to being what it should be that he sees the look being exchanged. He's like, "What are you talking about? This is fine."
Adina's definitely got some sort of like thermometer or weird temperature contraption, so she'd just like ting at it and just show you. Not normal.
It's close enough.
Hey.
When has
Like,
ever
the two of
been
us just, like, in the
close
doorway,
enough?
just like arguing. It's fine. Like,
When
it's
has ever
enough.
been
You always
close
get
enough
yourself
window?
too warm.
Good point. I start taking off like a sweater that he's put on.
Well, let's go speak to her at least.
Yeah,
Please stop taking your clothes off.
She told me I was too. What? Knowing the song and dance, because I have my spirit box is just an old Walkman that has been sort of like mucked with to be able to pick up spiritual signals. I just like have the Walkman on my belt and just like I don't put the earphones on, but I have them like resting on the sides of my head so that if anything if there's any loud noises through them, I'll be able to notice.
You hear the like bleeding through the headphones. You hear just that like quick ticking of the spirit box. It flickers between the two channels, and you hear the odd noise, but it's just from you can tell it's just from the radio. You've been at this long enough to know kind of when it's the radio and when it's something a bit more interesting. As you will kind of step through and head into following her into the kitchen.
Similar to the look that we shared on the way in, that is sort of like a practice thing. I touch the headphones and just do like a little shrug on the way through.
The kitchen looks like it's been refitted quite a bit. There's a small kind of set which is just the kitchen with an Argo, and it's a very lovely little setup. And then more room has been made for quite a decent size like dining table that currently Isabella's laying down mugs and brewing both coffee and tea ready for everyone. Please sit down.
Sure.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. I've never really done this before, I guess.
When did this start happening? If you want to start there, is this recent or?
Yeah, it's quite recent. I suppose I recently got the house. Great aunt kind of sold it to me quite a bit cheaper than I was. It's supposed to, just because she's downsizing, and you know, it's a lovely little house. We were quite excited to move in, and I've been here about a month, and there hadn't really been anything. It was just a very peaceful place to live. And then I don't know, like things that items and were being, I would put them down and then I'd come back to them and they'd be gone. I'd pour myself a glass of wine, and then as I get up to do something and I come back, it's disappeared, or my phone will just randomly not be where I put it. And everything just...
Does this happen in one particular room, or is this all over the house?
All over the house. You know, I clothes and makeup I'm trying to use, and my phone, and anything really. It just... And then last week I started hearing footsteps. Like,
Anywhere,
you know,
anywhere in particular, or just all over?
No, just all over. You know, I was downstairs and I thought it was upstairs. Kind of ran up, and I don't know. I guess it's an old house. Yeah, I kind of didn't really think. You know, this house makes weird noises. Most old houses do. And then I heard a tut.
A tut.
It sounded like a tut.
What were you
Noise,
doing at the
just-
time?
I poured myself a glass of wine.
Michael, could you refresh me? You said this is post New Year's?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just kind of based when it's coming out, so late February.
Okay. Good to know. The last few weeks.
What made you specifically call us? If I understand a few things like adding up, but has there been an incident that made you reach out today in particular, or?
I mean, hearing whatever that was kind of made me a bit more concerned about it. A friend of mine had been telling me about an incident that their friend had dealt with, and mentioned they got some hunters involved, and as far as I can tell, I think that was you lot. And so I figured I'd reach out. I mean, if it's nothing, it's it's nothing, and I'm happy to pay you for wasting your time, or it could be something, and then I need you lot, I guess.
You said you were down, or your aunt had the house before, your great aunt? That she was downsizing?
My great aunt, yeah.
Is it just her in the house before that, or?
Yeah, just her. For a while, and she only had it for about 5 years, maybe. But it's 3 bedrooms. She kind of wanted to go smaller.
That's a big house for one person.
I'm not gonna, miss out on
Think about the money they have for money.
Yeah.
Assuming this being like a bigger house, an older house, like an old cottage, I'm assuming like the kitchen's quite well lived in. Looking around, are there any like photos or anything on the walls that might indicate, well, one, whether she's telling the truth about her aunt being the only person who lived here, or any indication of if the aunt previously had a partner or anyone else living with them?
I'd say as you went through the hall, so you've seen kind of where the majority of like the pictures were, and you do see pictures of an older lady, pictures of her and Isabella together, and a few other people, but it's kind of inconclusive who they were to them. But if you want to roll me a soul roll, see if she's lying.
Might as well try. Ooh, that's a 3. Soul of 12, so is she a dirty liar?
She's not. No, she does seem to be very on the level. You get the sense that she's not like. She's definitely feeling a bit reserved. She's not ready to be extremely open with you all. But
with a bunch of strangers who just walked into her house.
Yeah. it's kind of you feel like it's that. It's the like she's not going into detail about her aunt because like you could still be anyone, right? Like
yeah.
So.
Going back to the footprints, was it all over the house or was it just the upstairs footprints that you heard?
I've not heard it a lot, but yeah, when I was downstairs, I could hear it.
Was it directly above you, or was it just through the house as if they were walking along the landings?
Kind of throughout the house.
How about any physical signs? Has there been any residue or anything left behind? Anything kind of weird?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You may need to inspect the house for such signs. It might be a little intrusive. I like to get in every nook and cranny. Is that okay?
Of course, that's completely okay. I tried to clean up as best I could.
We've seen far worse.
Yeah, we've seen much worse.
Yeah, I didn't really have time to really do anything, but no, I kind of expected you'd have to have a proper look around.
Before we start, to just out of curiosity, your aunt wasn't a collector of strange and unusual, possibly cursed items that we could maybe start with?
No, not really. She collected a lot of wool.
Cursed wool?
I don't think
But
so.
Sammy likes to try his hardest, just for the record.
You're trying. Was she a? Did she use the wool? Was she a knitter? Did she crochet, or was it just collecting it?
Both. Crochet, knitting. I kind of do it too, so unfortunately she left all the wool here and I've added mine as well, so it's the hobby room's a bit of a disaster.
That's fair enough. Your aunt never said anything about experiencing similar things to you?
No, actually, before I emailed, I reached out to her and she seemed very surprised. She believed in ghosts. She said she'd never seen it.
You mentioned that she was downsizing. Was there any particular reason why, if she lived by herself for this time, was there something to make her change her mind to go to a smaller house?
No, just it's a very big house, a lot of upkeep. There's a huge garden. I think she wanted something a bit easier to deal with.
And how about you? How's your health? Everything's okay with you? You've not felt sick or anguish recently?
She seemed like she was going along with it, and when he said anguish, she was like, no, I think I'm feeling fine.
Have you done any work on the house? Changed things around? Tried to renovate at all?
I've done some. It's part of the task of getting it, I suppose. I wanted to, modernize isn't the right word. I wanted to keep the charm of it, but I've definitely decorated.
Okay.
You mentioned, Michael, that the kitchen itself has been refitted a few times. Does this look like...
It looks like...
Does it look like DIY refitted, or someone's professionally done this?
No, it looks professional. It doesn't look like it's done recently either. It looks like it could have been done, like a few years ago maybe.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, unless any of you have any other questions, looking around seems to be the next logical step, right, gang?
Yeah.
We may come back and ask you some stuff, though, if we find bits along the way. And obviously you're welcome to sort of come with us if you want to make sure that everything's where it's left.
I wouldn't want to get in your way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it helps if you're not around, but, we have all just turned up at your house, so I do understand if you have to be.
My friend said you were very good with her friend's incident, so I trust you. Yeah. As much as I can, trust. You've got a good recommendation. Yeah.
Is there any rooms in the house that you've not fully discovered yourself, as in look through? Is there an attic that came with stuff with the house? Is there a garage, things like that? Or have you gone through this house?
There's no garage. I couldn't find an attic. So, no basement either, as far as I can tell. It's not a big house, I've kind of had a look around in each. I've emptied every room and redesigned it, so if there was one, I don't know. I couldn't see one at least.
Shall we then?
Yeah, may as well.
Should we start at the top and work our way down, or how are we going to do this?
We can either stay in one group. We can either stay as one group, or we can divide and conquer.
And divide and conquer seems to be the easiest way.
Half of us go upstairs, half of us go downstairs.
Sounds like a plan. Happy to check upstairs if we know there's footprints up there.
Sammy, you got any preference?
I don't mind. Do we need anything from the car?
I mean, Adina's already
Would
got
we
her.
have-
Be
like-
asking you guys, do any of you want any of your equipment?
I mean, yeah, whatever I've got, I'll have taken with me.
Yeah. Unless we want
Yeah.
to grab some of the big stuff like the big lights and things.
Yeah.
I've got my smaller stuff on me.
Would we have like maybe like a walkie-talkie or something like that in the van that is?
But we have our phones.
Yeah, we've got phones.
Just have each other in a constant voice call the whole time on speaker from 3 rooms away.
Stick on a Discord call, we're fine.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Live streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, who would do that?
Discord chat called Spook Squad. Just on call constantly.
I mean, as they said, it's not a big house. There's probably thin walls. If there is something, we could probably shout.
Yeah, we hear a scream, we come running, right? Standard, you know.
Cool. I'm happy to take downstairs. Sam, are you with me?
Yeah, let's make a move, Doctor.
Upstairs, ladies.
Professor. Which one? You Doctor Professor. I didn't write which one it was.
Doctor.
Oh, I was right. It was right. Doctor.
I looked it up, and you can be a doctor in paranormal science,
Of course you can.
which is an insane degree.
That's going to be my next
Yeah, there's an
PhD.
institute in London, and I legitimately tried to apply that.
You should. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, allow me to run through the quick layout of the house for you then. The bottom floor, the central point is there's a corridor as you walk in. The stairs lead upwards into the top floor. On your left as you come in is a living room. To the end is the kitchen where you currently are. And there's a door through the living room, both into the garden and into a hobby room. There's also a door into the garden from the kitchen too. As you head upstairs, you have access to 3 rooms, 2 bedrooms, and another room as well. There's also bathrooms, but you know.
Very vague on that extra room.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we go to, yeah.
I realised, when I was I called it a hobby room, I'm like, I should just let you discover that.
Well, they could just have a sign on the front. It could be an office type thing.
Yeah.
It's the room where they deal with all the cursed wool. Gotta be careful with those patterns. You never know which one is going to summon a demon.
If there's knitted dolls,
Right,
Yeah,
little
I mean,
possessed
to be
dolls.
honest, yeah, no, I'm out.
Uh-uh.
I'm out.
trained professionals.
No.
come
We
on.
have to update it for the modern era. It's going to be possessed puppets, like half
Yeah.
puppets.
Don't tempt me.
Come into the room getting chased by a possessed Kermit. What?
So, who is going exploring downstairs? Who's exploring upstairs?
I believe it's me and Sammy downstairs, and Benjamin and the girls upstairs.
Realize that that's fully just me and us, Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah. Oh no, I was holding back, saying let's split up and look for clues.
Zoinks!
We will
My
start
question is-
with.
My question is, Sammy, who's who?
Oh, I'm definitely Scoob. I'm definitely Scooby.
Valid.
We will start then with Henry and Sammy as you explore downstairs. The only really room you haven't explored downstairs is the living room and
Totally not a hobby room.
the living room and the hobby room. As you kind of head through, that temperature that you're feeling has mellowed out at just above room temperature, and it keeps that like you're in a Victorian cottage. This thing should be cold. It always, no matter what kind of heating you have, it's cold, right?
Yeah.
Heading into the living room, you see it's been decorated to be extremely cozy. A large rug covers the original wooden floors, and plants are scattered around the room. Surviving, but not looked after perfectly. And then you see an archway into the next room, which is that hobby room, which is shockingly organized. A large desk is to the top, is covered with various craft materials. The left wall is filled with all the wool that she mentioned, quite neatly organized. And then to the right is the abandoned hobby wall, as far as you can tell. Lots of different hobbies and various things that have been dropped quite quickly, or that we'll be getting back to, that kind of thing.
Sammy definitely has this wool stuck in his head now. He's over fully inspecting the wall of wool, poking at bits, lifting bits up, seeing if any of them are glowing ominously.
Nothing glowing ominously. It's actually organized by color, as far as you can tell.
Don't mess it up, Sammy. Don't get the ones on the bottom and the other ones are going to top of it.
I'm not moving them, it's fine.
Are there windows throughout, like the living room and the hobby room? What do they look out to?
The hobby room has a window looking out to the back garden, and then the living room has a large set of glass doors that open to the side garden. Right around.
Okay.
On the spirit box, you hear in the flickering, and then for a second you hear the word strangers.
I reach out a hand and grab a hold of Henry, tap the earphones, and just is the so I did write them. Pretty sure I wrote their name. But I didn't write their name down. Is the woman with us is within earshot?
What is Bella?
Isabella, she's in
Isabella.
the kitchen still.
Cool.
Okay.
Then I whisper to Henry, I'll say that where the mic can pick it up. Strangers, pointing at the headphones.
With that, then I will very slowly take out my OMD, which will be sort of the bulb one, where it's like a torch where it's slightly there, and any function, any touch will light it up. And I'll probably place it on the desk in the hobby room. And just back away slowly for the time being. And I'll whisper to Sammy, if you get anything else, let me know.
You hear a creak.
Right, turn, give me a thumbs up.
What was that?
You hear a creak on one of the floorboards.
In the room with us?
Yeah.
I sort of wave at the area that the creak came from. Just be like, hello.
If there is someone or something in this room, we mean no harm. We are friendly. I'm Dr. Henry Pierce. This is Sammy.
We have again.
Please make yourself known.
Spirit box again. Uninvited.
Whispered to the doctor. It says we're uninvited. We were asked to come here. Isabella invited us. Hands in the air.
Yeah.
Any reaction to that?
The room temperature increases slightly.
Raise an eyebrow at Henry.
It does not like us. Okay. Can I, from my many years of research and stuff, can I tell what temperature tends to mean? Does it mean unwantedness? Does it mean go away, that sort of stuff. Is there anything related to that, or is it just the presence?
Temperature. There's two types of temperature manipulation to consider. Cut that. There's two types. There's two types of temperature to consider. There's the temperature changes, and there's cold spots.
Yeah.
Specifically, temperature changes indicates the emotion of the ghost shifting.
Cool.
And it depends on the ghost whether cold is good or hot is bad, or the other way around. Or
Yeah.
So, but because it's only subtle at the moment, like if you start getting so hot you start sweating, then stuff is going bad.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas cold spots is more a location that the ghost visits quite a lot. The temperature will generally be sucked out of that area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just putting in my head together. This is definitely... They're not a fan of us. We just have to make it clear that we do mean no harm. We are just here to figure out what's going on.
As you say that, we head upstairs as the other three are kind of exploring the top floor. The stairs lead out to quite a cramped square hallway with 3 doors leading out. You see there's what appears to be quite a large bedroom, a other bedroom that's seemingly been converted to an office, and now you're up here, you see that the other room appears to be Isabella's attempt at a library.
Where she was saying there was footsteps around, can I look on the stairs and landing for any signs of like ectoplasm that's been left behind? Maybe get out like a UV light and sort of trace the floor.
You kind of have a look. I'm assuming you have some kind of UV light on you. And
If you'd allow me, yes, a real crafty thing that I've made.
You have quick craft, right? You could literally make one if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll do it live.
Yeah. You get out a couple of things you have on you and make up like a really makeshift UV light with like your phone torch and like a UV filter, and you start shining it on the thing, and you have a look around, and you do see a faint bit of residue on the steps that could be footsteps going up and down. But as you look around, you realize it's all around the floors.
So Dina does that. I'm going to get out my actual UV light. Just be like, okay.
No. This is much better. Much better.
How did she miss this? It's everywhere.
It's only visible with UV light.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's not something you would conventionally be able to clean very well, I don't think.
Okay.
But it seems there's been quite a bit of action.
Is it just showing up
From
as
downstairs, whispering up the stairs, phrasing.
Upstairs,
Told you it was
action.
cold. Okay. Dina, you've got your EMF, right?
Always whips it out like a gun.
Whoa. Maybe just check around, see if it's picking up anything.
I'll do a slow, dramatic sort of trying to maybe follow if there is a bit of a pattern in any of the ectoplasm, sort of see if there's a path at all.
It appears the the path. It's quite messy because there's so much movement here, so many footsteps going up and down the stairs and around. You see quite a lot of it everywhere. Would you like to roll me a mind roll to see if you can pick up a pattern?
4.
I love how you're rolling so well, even though your mind stat is so high, you don't even need to roll that well. With a 4, I can't not. Yeah, so you look around, you see the pattern, it is going up and down stairs, but it does appear that more residue is towards the library. And I think as you get closer, the wood flooring is creaking with every step, as old houses do, and downstairs you feel the temperature begin to rise and then slowly go back to normal as you hear creaking on one of the steps of the stairs.
Whip round with the EMF, but silently.
As you turn it around, for the first time since you've been here, it's spiking. And you're hearing it, that digital, staticky noise, as you're starting to hear it. And with every second, it's rising and rising and rising until it hits a max around midway, not quite at its top, but it's goes steady.
Would this be audible
Yeah.
to the rest of us, like the notification on it or anything?
Oh yeah, EMF is it's an irritating noise. Think old dial-up, but less sharp.
I think definitely at this point, like hearing that there's obviously a lot of maybe energy around here, we'll like close our eyes and say, Spirit, if you're here, let me be your vessel. Tell me what you need. Let us help you pass on.
Would you like to use spectral speaking?
Yeah.
I will need a soul roll.
Okay.
This is an exhaustive process, so you are risking your own stats by doing this. Bear in mind.
It's a one-shot, baby.
While the EMF is going on, can we hear this downstairs?
Yeah, you're on an open call.
Can I just check? It's both? I roll both of them?
So you're rolling both d12s. You're looking to roll on the number or under.
No, that's a 16.
get?
I rolled, my stat is 16 and I rolled a 16.
That's a crit,
Crit.
isn't it?
That's
That's
correct.
crit, right?
Yeah, it's a crit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a crit.
Yeah, it
Your
is.
stat isn't reduced. You managed to do this flawlessly. Tell me, how does your spectral speaking work? Do you think it's an open conversation with, where only you can hear it, or is it more of a channeling where they talk through you?
I think they talk to me. I think she gets like tinnitus and then like hones into different sounds around her, like a wind chime off in the distance. She can hear a breeze downstairs. She can hear the creaking until she hones in on like the voice that's trying to contact her.
You hear these different noises as you slowly boil down and focus to a level of hearing that other people just can't reach. And you personally feel like the temperature around you rise. There's a creaking in the floorboards right in front of you. And you feel almost warm breath as you hear the words, "You are uninvited." You should not be here.
Do I feel that there is an age to this person? Like perhaps they are older?
I would say you'd probably assume older.
I will kind of like click out at my group, which is kind of like rude, but like she's overstimulated and she'll say, I think it's the heart, the older man, and then she will go back to speaking and will say, am I speaking with the owner of this house, the previous owner?
I am the owner of this house. Yes, this is my house.
And what is your business here? Why do you linger?
Because it's my house.
But you have passed.
She needed protection.
Who? Edith?
My wife. She needed protection.
She's not here any longer.
As you say that, the pressure in the room begins to rise. You can all feel that as you two like head up the stairs as well. You then you get a hit point where you feel that pressure too, and you feel the pressure kind of behind your face, where your nose begins to well, that halo effect. You feel the temperature in the room rise, and he just says, "How dare you say that in my house?"
I'm speaking facts here. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm just trying to help you here. Do you know that you've passed? Do you know that you need to move on?
I think it's time you leave.
Going up the stairs behind the other group, Sammy reaches into a pocket and starts very carefully applying hand wraps.
Ben has also got a spectral camera as this is going on, and as Daphne's clicking, he's going to try and take a snap with his camera.
I was going to do the exact same thing.
Take
My
snap,
Polaroid.
and you see standing in front of Daphne. How tall is Daphne?
5'6".
Like almost towering over them at a 6-ish foot, looking down with perfect posture. And then you see the silhouette turn very, very red.
Hmm.
And he just shouts, "You are upsetting my wife, you should leave." And should we take a quick break there?
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story. In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story. In a multiverse filled with worlds and wonder, some stories last for years, but not these. Bard Shots is an actual play anthology podcast. Every episode is a brand new adventure, a new system to explore, a new cast to meet, and a new story to unravel. No long campaigns, no endless catch-up. You can drop in anywhere, try out systems you've always wondered about, or discover games that you've never even heard of. We play everything from Dungeons & Dragons to 10 Candles to the strange, the small, and the spectacular across the TTRPG spectrum. So, if you're looking for bite-sized stories, fresh voices, and a world that changes every time you listen, join us. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify, and keep up to date with all things Bard Shots on our socials at NomadicBard93. Bard Shots. Every episode a new system, every cast a new story.
We return with Daphne standing there, feeling that warm, ghostly breath as he just shouted, "You're upsetting my wife, you should leave." At that point, he goes. You feel some movement. You all hear that creaking of the floorboards, as if the ghost is beginning to make a move.
Do we get the impression it's trying to attack someone?
You get the impression he is probably about to try and push, at the very least.
I'm going to try and get in the middle.
You're going to be too slow. Bodyguard!
I'm going to step out the way.
Yeah, you hear boom, boom, boom as Sammy comes sprinting down the hall, Terminator style, and at the last second puts one hand on. Sorry, was it who was in front? Was it Daphne was in front, or was it Adina was in front?
Daphne.
Daphne. Sammy puts a hand on Daphne's shoulder and just like in one movement spins you out of the way, putting himself between you and the ghost, and raises like one arm. Worried, thinking that something's about to hit him, he raises an arm to try and like defend himself.
Okay. Goes into attack. You come in the way as it goes in, push. How damage tends to work in this game is they don't have to roll, but you get to, essentially. As they go in for this forceful heated push, which would usually attempting to do 2 body damage. However, you do get to roll me a body roll as well.
Because of bodyguard, if I've successfully moved someone out of the way, I would only take half damage as well.
That is correct.
Oh, so close to a crit. 14 on a 15. So a success.
Success as well.
That is perfect. So the way you reduce damage in this game is you are literally rolling however much you roll under is how much damage you're able to reduce. With your half damage, you're able to brunt the entire force of that.
What's that mean?
Benjamin, however, you're not able to reduce half there. So you also jump in, you both kind of go in front of Daphne, you feel the force as part of it clips you, and you take one physical damage, which means your body stat is reduced by 1.
Great. No worries.
Can I attempt to hit him back?
You may indeed.
Right. So that's another body roll.
No.
Huh?
Wait, 1 second.
Oop.
Am I wrong? It's not.
Oh.
Instant damage on this. You go in to punch. It gets a chance to try and avoid, I guess. It's probably a bit more in shock of all these people in his house, but he's going to give it a go. Yeah, that's a fail. Instant. You go into punch, you feel a slight force, like a pressure in the air that you manage to clip through. And even though you can't see it, you know where it is, and you feel that force dissipate.
I was going to say, Spectral Punch, does that make any difference here?
Spectral Punch. So the way Spectral Punch works, if it's in a physical form, they will go dissipate out of the physical form. It's currently in more of like a spectral form, but I'm going to allow it.
Oh.
You punch it and it fades. It's still around, you don't know where it is, but it's currently in a more ethereal form currently, before it will eventually re-emerge, probably giving you not long, but time.
So I don't know what the sort of bounds of flavour are here, but would you allow me to have a bit of flavour in terms of what happens with the hand wraps when it punches?
Please do, yeah.
No. So after sort of blocking the brunt of the first attack, Sammy just twists, turns his hips, and just takes like a very sort of like stereotypical, like, you know, you see in the movies when they're practicing like karate, sort of like turn reverse punch straight into like the center of its mass, and when it strikes, you watch the hand wraps on that hand like flare in this bright blue light. And then that's what causes it to dissipate. And he's like, okay, I don't think it's friendly.
No, not quite.
What gave you that idea, Sammy?
Well, I punched it. I was pretty sure.
Daphne,
Ben, are you okay?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Are you okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm shoved on the ground, but otherwise I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did you take it? Are you hurt?
No, I'm absolutely fine. Don't worry.
Are you happy to continue?
Yeah, we should try and figure out where it's gone.
I will take out my Polaroid camera and take a picture and see if anything comes out of it.
Nothing comes out of it. You're currently ghost free.
It's not here. It might be somewhere in the house still, but we're safe here at the moment. Probably won't give us long though.
The moment that punch connects as well, that EMF begins to fade. Not entirely, but lightly fade.
I think it's safe to assume, with what has been said. Did we hear anything that was said to Daphne? Was it like out loud? No. In that case, I will say, did you hear anything? Did you connect?
Yeah, it's Old Man Hart, and he has just told me. Sorry, Luke. He told me that he's here to watch over his wife, and I tried. Maybe you heard me. I did try to say that she's already passed, and he got really angry at that, and then attacked me. So I think he knows that he's dead, but I don't think he realizes that she's passed as well.
So that actually was going to be part of my question, was a sort of in character. Would we be aware if there's a singular ghost, could they have created those two instances upstairs and downstairs of like interactions at the same time, or would that be an indication that there's two ghosts?
Oh no, it was at different times. So you heard movement up the stairs, and you felt
We were first, then it went upstairs.
You felt that temperature drop slightly. So you'd assume probably he heard the floorboards upstairs, and he went up to deal with whoever was up there.
Fair enough. Sorry, I thought they were happening at the same time. Nope, fair enough.
That's fair.
What I'll do as well is then I'll turn on my little analog tape recorder that I got on my jacket, like old school proper cassette tape. Have that running, and then at some point turn it off and review it. But it's just there running, just in case.
Adina, you were tracking where he might frequent. Did you pick up any rooms? He seems to be in more than none of us.
It certainly seems upstairs is a busy area, and I think it's safe to assume we haven't got long. If this was his house, that could be where the violence is coming from. He won't leave us here long.
From the email at the start, do we know Isabella's second name? Like, is Isabella a heart as well?
It was Dawson, right?
Dawson, yeah, that's what I've got.
Dawson.
So not necessarily a direct line from the original owners then.
Not that we know.
Can someone remind me, what did Old Man Hart die of? I can't find it right now.
Natural causes is what it said. I've put them in quotations.
Yeah.
Valid.
Belladonna
Valid,
is natural. Cyanide is natural.
So Ben,
With
did you
the-
want to chase it down?
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have to one way or
Sammy
another.
vibrating with excitement.
Sammy, calm down. I feel like we're gonna
With the
have
ghost
to.
sort of temporarily dissipated, you guys see him perform a very familiar ritual. He reaches into a pocket, pulls out what appears to be a bingo card of some kind, and punches it, and then puts it back in his pocket.
Can I have a look at the picture that Benjamin took?
Yeah.
Because I would like to see if there's anything on Maxim. God, I just want to call him Old Man Hart. Sorry. On Maxim, that I feel like is an object that could still be in the house. Like, has he got a pocket watch? Like, you know, anything like that on him?
It's quite hard to pick out too much on him because he's very silhouetted, and the Polaroid kind of begins to glitch isn't the right word, but it begins to mess up when the presence of the ghost there. But I would say, yeah, you see appears to be a locket of some kind.
Okay, thank you.
With all the kerfuffle that's literally just happened, does Isabella react in any way? Is she peering her head out of the kitchen, or is she still in the kitchen?
Because only Daphne heard the voice, nothing was really loud enough for really to disturb her as far as you can tell. So she's still in the kitchen.
I'll sort of shout down and go, we think we have a lead. By chance, do you know which was the old bedroom, or if it's still the current bedroom?
She kind of comes down to the bottom of the stairs. She can see you, and she goes, I think it was the master bedroom. It's the biggest one in the house. I'd assume that'd be the main one.
Imagine
Is
if
she
that's
wearing
true.
jewelry?
She's wearing a couple of jewelry. She's wearing a necklace and like a couple of bracelets. You
Does
can
it look
spy
like
what appears to be like an old, like a festival band as well.
But this does not look familiar. The what? Okay, cool.
Isabella, what was your grandmother's last name? Oh, your great aunt, sorry.
Dawson.
Yeah.
Was there anything left behind with this house? Any jewelry? Anything like that?
Nothing. Unfortunately, it was all only my great aunt's belongings and some furniture.
And where might you have that stored, or?
Well, I restored some of it in the living room and around the house generally, but there was nothing kind of note. Some of it went back to my aunt's new place.
Okay. I don't really know how this works, but I would like to use my emotional attachments, if possible. Do I need to be holding a particular object, or is it kind of like detect magic in that, like, I have a force field? Like,
It's not like, it doesn't have to be very specific. You can focus on one thing and kind of get the vibe off that object, and then, but there's no limit to using it, so you can kind of do it as much as you need to.
okay, I think that she kind of like wanders off a little bit from the group, and will just sort of like start touching things to see if she can feel any bad vibes.
Roll me a soul roll.
15.
Which I believe is
60.
past you, isn't it? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of kind of hope and kind of excitement, that new place feeling from a lot of these things, as well as some baggage from, you know, the people that gave it to them and kind of the relationships that were connected to them, but you don't find anything too connected there. But you have this, what's the word I'm looking for? There's an emotion you're sensing. It's faint and overlooking everything. It's a absence. It's a duty. And it's grief that's heavily mixed with guilt and freedom. And it's coming from above you.
Okay. I will look over at the group and I will say, I'm feeling something up there. Some kind of guilt, grief, something like that. It's in an object.
It's an old house. Perhaps there is a concealed attic somewhere over the years.
I was thinking, just because Isabella couldn't necessarily find one doesn't mean there is one.
Yeah. Worth a look around for, right? We'll start looking for any
Trying to think of a
signs.
way to like craft something.
Valid.
Could I, in just this area, I might do it in later rooms, but in this current bit, just tap on the wall nearby to see if it's either thick or hollow.
Oh yeah, sure. You start tapping around. All the inner walls are. You still looking for the walls? Or are you looking for like ceiling?
I'll do whatever I can reach within this area.
You're currently in the hallway. As you're tapping on the walls, the inner walls are all like more hollow than the outer walls, but as you hit the ceiling, you do hear a more hollow thud.
So, stop. Look at everybody. And repeat it, be like, there's something up there. Now the question is, do we find the entrance? Or do we make an entrance?
Sammy clenches a fist and gets ready to punch the roof.
Let's find an entrance, please.
No. She never let me have any fun.
You already punched a ghost, right?
But I can punch it again.
How is that bingo card coming along, Sammy?
Sorry, apologies. I was coughing. Sorry. So what? Sorry, what was the question?
How is that bingo card coming along?
Pretty well. It could be filling up a bit faster, but I've marked it off. But we'll have to figure out what kind it is, so I can record that on the back. He turns it around. And he shows you the one that's just marked off as heroically rescue colleague while punching ghost.
Ben's still like massaging his shoulder, like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Now the question is, where would you find a concealed? And as I say that, I stop. It's almost like I've read too many books and watched too many things. Please say there's a hidden bookcase.
There's a library for sure.
And I'll make my way towards the library.
You head into the library. The EMF reader is certainly picks up a little bit more here, and the room does feel colder in general. The library itself, it's a decently sized room, and they've got Isabella's got shelves going all the way around, and she's trying her best to fill it with like as many books as she can. She's definitely, you can see that she's been buying more books from like local charity shops to kind of fill them up. Any space that hasn't got it, she's got like board games and various like crocheting bits that she's got and put it up here, partially like filling this room with hobby stuff as well to cover the gaps. And there's a kind of faint smell in here of like old tobacco, and doesn't really feel like Isabella's vibe, but it's not a strong smell. It's just lingering.
Are there any books on the Hart family? Sorry, mate.
No, that's right. You go.
I was just gonna say, are there any books on the Hart family, like the family tree?
There's nothing like that you can see. A lot of the books are clearly Isabella's, various novels and academic books she's picked up over time. There's a couple of like older books that you think may have been maybe her great aunt's, but none of them look like they're from Maxim's time.
Fair.
Okay. Oh, just because I have the theory in my head, and obviously I have to execute it, I will sort of go around and just like start prodding more so the books that look slightly outpriced, not charity shop books. And if any of the books is a hidden switch or anything like that. But I'll also look at the shelves themselves to see if they move or if they are just solid wood.
You have a look around the books. Unfortunately, you don't find any hidden switches. I can imagine light disappointment. But having a look at the bookcases themselves, they look like they've been here for a while. and a lot of them go up to the ceiling, like they've been installed, kind of floor to ceiling in here.
Are there any pictures around in this library, or is it just the books?
There are some pictures of art pieces and various things like that, likely from Isabella. Would people like to roll me maybe a mind roll?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, Daphne, your the emotional comprehension ability is kicking in. It's very you feel like this room is been visited by the ghost a lot, but not. Yeah. It's not the core place that he's been. You feel like that's close, if that makes sense.
Okay, and am I rolling a mind as well?
Do, yeah.
Okay, I say to everyone, we're getting closer, I can feel it.
I'm going to say for this one, for everyone rolling, because of the information you have currently, I will give a +2 to your stat that you're rolling with. So, for example, for the doctor, your mind is 15. For the +2, your mind will go up to 17 for that roll.
It still failed. I rolled a 21.
I will trade my success with the doctor's, so the doctor can succeed and I'll fail.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice.
Very cool.
Appreciated.
You're welcome.
The doctor is kind of looking around, and I feel like you get very distracted of the excitement of the idea of the books until Benjamin kind of literally aims you looking upwards, and you catch a glimpse on that book, the bookcases that are lined up into the wall. There's cracks in the plaster, and you realize there's an uneven bit of plaster up there.
Hey, look, can I just... There's a sort of a smile that goes on his head because he knows exactly what to do, and I just look at Sammy and go, do you fancy punching a wall this time? And I'll just point towards where the uneven plaster is.
Sure, you can. Leaps out and punches through the wall.
It's up in the ceiling, so you kind of have to step on one of the bookcases to kind of like that.
Oh no. Are you familiar with Street Fighter? Shoryuken is like the rising jumping uppercut. I leap into the air and punch through the ceiling.
Okay.
And if he doesn't get the height, he'll bounce on the bed.
Your hand.
Yeah.
Boing. Roll me a body roll. I want to see how effective you are on this, but also how destructive you are with this.
Okay, it's 12, but that's fine on a 15.
Okay, cool. You a good middle success is kind of where you are. It's the good roll for this particular one. You jump up and kind of like that, and you punch through the plaster, and you feel what appears to be some kind of opening, and you hear a bit of like that as the attic door pushes open. And with the plaster crumbling around, you can now see where the door's kind of gone back down, slanted. An attic that looks like an entrance to an attic that looks like it hasn't been opened for at least a few hundred years.
That explains why she hasn't found an entrance to the attic.
I'll shout down the stairs to her.
We find it.
Good news.
Some extra storage.
She runs up
hanging onto the edge. Does it look like shattering plaster? That hang on the edge, does it look like there's a stair to put a ladder to pull down, or is it just one of these ones that's just a hatch?
It's just a hatch, though you'd think you could probably climb up the bookcase because they're quite sturdy to get in there.
Yeah.
It's not wouldn't be too much of an acrobatic experience. Isabella runs up at the sound of that, kind of runs up, goes, sees you hanging off the thing, like, what the hell?
Apologies for the mess,
We are so sorry. We
but
will,
we found something.
we
Is that
will
an
reduce
attic?
the fee.
No, the property value just increased.
Think about it.
Not the time.
Okay.
But yes, that is an attic. And no, we don't know what's up there, but we'll to find out.
I'll go get a ladder then.
Thanks.
Unless you don't want us climbing on your library, yeah, it would be appreciated.
She kind of heads off for a little bit, comes back with a, like, something from the shed, clearly, like a very old, like, cobwebbed up ladder, for you to use. Do we know what's up there?
Your guess is as good as mine.
There's something strong up
find
there,
out.
though. A strong sense.
Okay. I will. I guess I'll put the kettle on for you lot
Thank you.
when you come down.
Yeah.
She kind of like
second cup.
looks slightly defeated at this, to be honest. Like, like it's
Yeah.
conflicted feelings. As she kind of heads back down, looks back. And
Yeah.
Okay.
That was probably a cleaner way of doing that.
Next time, let's not get the client until we've dealt with the ghost. Please.
So, Sammy shrugs. Probably, but definitely not as efficient as this was. And he's going to
Yeah.
hoist himself up into the roof space.
Who's going
Well,
up?
this is. Well, I will say if people are climbing up it, I will go last and I will stop the recording on my tape recorder, rewind it to see if anything has come through on it.
There's a sound of rummaging, like someone is trying to put themselves back together. Pure and utter determination. And anger.
Okay. This is a loud tape recorder, so everybody can hear that.
Heading into the
Shall
attic
we?
space, you feel the temperature rapidly drop until you can feel your breath. The EMF spikes, not drastically, but enough for you to know this is a place of importance where the Maxim has gone regularly. Old furniture and belongings have been pushed up against the wall, creating a long, narrow path down to the upper end of the cottage, where you can see on an old writing desk is a handful of trinkets and a book.
Daphne, what do you feel?
Do I feel a pull from those sort of objects over on the desk?
Absolutely.
I can feel something strong. Please don't touch anything, anyone. We don't know what they are, and I'd hate for you to be possessed or something. And I'll go over there and
He's
just
like
sort of...
mid leaning down to pick something up.
Yeah, that message was for Sammy.
Yeah.
And I'll place my hands over the objects and close my eyes and try to feel if a particular one is calling to me.
So you see a number of things. You see an old journal. On top of it is a locket. And on top of it is a locket, a pipe, and a few other small trinkets. Feeling the pipe and a few of the other trinkets, you feel this sense of duty and sense of guilt, but they're from two different sources. But the guilt is torn. It's the feeling of guilt out of what's the words I'm looking for? It's the feeling of guilt out of respect. That's what you should feel after doing something horrible, not out of willingness. If that makes sense.
Okay. I imagine I have a pen on me or something. I think that I would move the objects away from one another, flip over the journal and push it towards Dr. Pierce. Is that? Yeah, Dr. Pierce. And just say, do you want to read this while I have a feel of the locket?
Yeah. So I'll pull out just a pair of gloves, because I'm not touching these straight up. I'll put on a small little pair of gloves and I'll have a read through this journal.
The journal is the journal of Edith Hart. It's really tells a story of quite a not that much of an exciting life, but you get one piece of interest. The last page is in a cipher.
Is it a cipher that I can? Does the cipher look recognizable from something that
The
I've?
cipher looks like it's probably very easy to crack. And if you'd like to roll me a mind roll.
Yeah, it was either that. If I was gonna say I was gonna have a crack at it, if I can't, I'll hand over to Benjamin. But I'll give it a.
Daphne, from the locket, you feel anger, resentment, and freedom all at once. And as you open it, you see a picture of a lady in her... It's hard to tell, it's an old photograph. Proper, like, OG photograph-esque. And she looks similar-ish to Isabella, but not much, just enough. It's that kind of, there's resemblance there. You wouldn't say they were the same person, but there is a slight resemblance. Henry, what did you get for your roll?
I got a 12 and 15, so a success.
I'm going to post something. Can you read this out for me, please?
Yeah, of course I can. Do it? Of course I can. My dearest Maxim, I now know that you never left my side. You stayed behind, unable to move on from the wife you adored so much. All I can say is, of course you couldn't. You couldn't leave me. Let me be free. Let me escape your incompetence. Your inadequate mediocrity. Your last words to me were, "You made my tea wrong." Well, for once in my life, my dear, you were actually correct. Let it be known to whoever read this. I, Edith, killed Maxim Hart. I poisoned his tea. I freed myself from the anchor of a husband. To my husband, may you be stuck in this house, mourning my absence until the end of time, not knowing the truth as you'll never be able to crack this simple cipher. I'm now moving on. May he never be able to. Edith Hart.
Go off, Queen.
Yeah.
The other side of that locket is...
It was all that joke about cyanide?
Fucking called it.
The other side of that locket is a picture of someone you would assume to be Maxim, but his face has been carved out of it.
Okay. I turn to the group and I say, Do we think that Dawson could be a name pre-marriage?
Possibly.
Maybe. I think perhaps based on what we've just heard, possibly may not even need to be related. He's just hanging around for the wife that turns out hated him.
But the resemblance, I'm just confused.
I would say that the resemblance doesn't look like it has to point to like familial. They could be strangers completely. Just they have like similarish. They look similarish to each other, but yeah, I think if you haven't seen someone for 200 years,
Does he maybe mistake Isabel for his dead wife?
I think he might have figured it out now that he doesn't want her there, but the aunt, an older woman, if she bore some resemblance, perhaps he thought it was his wife, and has only started
Sammy has like
now.
Sammy has like a big brain moment. Maybe he doesn't want rid of her, he only wants rid of us. That's why he was tutting at her. He doesn't approve of her drinking, because he thinks it's his wife.
Yeah.
What a strange coincidence.
That is a
That
strange
she should move into a place and look exactly like his dead wife, or a passing resemblance.
It's been long enough.
temperature begins to rise.
These things will happen. Sammy puts his hands up. Punch and ghost time!
Yeah, I think we're not alone.
I think he likes the attention.
Oh, stop my tape recorder. Rewind it. Play it.
You hear a EVF, electronic voice phenomena. EVP. You hear a voice, that same voice, just that belongs to Edith. In that last tiny bit, as the temperature and the pressure begins to rise, you hear the creaking of a floorboard, but not in the room, not in the attic, downstairs. Like a pacing
Shit.
back and forth.
Yeah, we left.
Let's go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy runs over, jumps,
Yeah.
does like a cave diver, like hands across the chest, just jumps feet first down through the hole and starts sprinting down to where Isabel is.
I'm
also going to start shouting because at this point I'm like, sorry, go on.
I was about to say, look at Devin, like, are we taking these with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to get the ghost that if we're worried about Isabella, I'm going to start shouting at the top of my lungs, "Come on out, you spooky bitch! Your wife didn't like you!" Just trying to get his attention.
He was never one for subtleties.
Hey, we
Can you
turned
roll me
up.
a soul roll? I'm going to give you a +3 for this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling?
That's soul, so 2d12s you're looking to roll under your soul. Well,
So
your soul +3.
Ooh, well, I needed that. I rolled a 13 on a 12, but +3 brings it to 13 on a 15.
Fantastic. You kind of, as you say that, you feel the pacing stop, and then suddenly all the books start flying off the shelves. You're going to take 5 points of body damage. Please feel free to roll here to try and lower that for you.
Oh. Ooh, a quick math here. Crit, 15 on a 15.
Nice.
8 and a 7.
Nice.
You
Fucking punching books out of the air.
it's just like that. As like all these different books are flying at you. Everyone else who looks down, you just see as like multiple books, like heavy tomes, just flying across the room. All these thuds. You hear downstairs. Isabella's like, "Is everything okay?" Shouting up.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, who was to respond?
Not at all.
Just because you
Wait.
said about the 5 damage dice, take the 5 damage or how much of that's reduced?
No, you're fine. You got crit.
Hell yeah. Can I ask, we have information about the types of ghosts. Is it meta that I'm looking at that, or like, is that something our characters would know as well?
Your characters will know about the different types of ghosts, so if you have an idea from what you've seen, you're more than welcome to like name them and be like, it could be like this. You're also more than welcome to make a roll to see if you can confirm it. And the best way to do that is if you tell me your reasons why you think it's that type of ghost, and I will give you a +1 for every correct reason.
Okay. Now I don't want to do it.
Do it.
Come on.
Does anyone else have theories, or is it just like, have you guys been
Not for
I have a
not
theory,
for the
but-
type of ghost, but I was gonna say I assume I would be able to get some options of some of the ghosts it could be rather than all of them. Here's a small bracket of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Isn't
Would-
there, again, Sammy wouldn't know this, but isn't there one that's like tied to a location?
Yeah, because we've got territory,
Quite a
location,
lot.
we've got anger, we've got
Quite a lot
temperature.
can be. Again, if you want to give me your like the assumptions, the things you've learned about the ghost, and make a roll. Again,
So,
I can give you a +1 for every correct assumption
Okay.
or piece
Cool.
of evidence you've learned, and then I can help narrow down from there.
So, location-based temperature equals emotion rather than hot, cold spots. Object movement with the thrown books, and let alone just moving the objects by itself. Can't if I remember anything else.
It seems to be obsessed.
We're all
with a
still in the
specific
attic,
person.
can't we?
Yeah, we haven't jumped down yet.
So we can kind of be chatting it out and
Yeah.
sort of sharing.
I'm
Some
downstairs punching
ideas.
books. You guys are all upstairs
Yeah.
having a fucking
He's
natter
got
with each
this.
other.
We'll be with you in 5 minutes. Hang on.
Fine.
Hang tight.
Ectoplasm.
Keep going, lad.
Ectoplasm. I know I was forgetting one.
Because we
Just hearing
do
from the
have
front
in
of the
here.
big guy, like, "Oh, no."
In here is a cold spot. We've got temperature downstairs, up and down, but here
It's the
is
cold spot.
particularly cold.
Our EMF was going crazy as well.
Yeah. Those reasons help narrow them down without having for me to scour through all of them.
I mean, if
What's Daphne thinking?
yeah,
I thought it was between a few, because I've been going through them and like ticking off different things. I thought for a while it could be a looper stuck in like a bad death, especially if they've been poisoned and they realize it. I thought maybe person bound and that they were like waiting.
Yeah.
They were like particularly jealous, but then some of the stuff didn't line up. A lot of the poltergeist stuff checks out. That doesn't check out with the others, so that's kind of my thinking.
Same. With the sort of seemingly being bound to an item, there's been some spectral stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
I
poltergeist
was
as well,
wondering, is it
Luke?
just building
Yeah.
bound?
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I would like to make a
Yeah.
guess that it's poltergeist.
Who's rolling this roll?
Do you want to do it? That was me pointing to you.
It'll be a mind roll, and you can have a +6.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
So not
okay.
everything there was correct. Not every assumption there was relevant, for example, but quite a few. You've picked up a few things from there.
Is it me rolling or is it someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Jay.
You.
Go for
So
it.
my mind will be 17. And I got a 9.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's what I want.
So, it's moving around. It's unlikely to be building bound because it's not. It doesn't appear to be bound to anything. The things like throwing the books around, most ghosts can do that if they've got access to the room, for example. But you are correct, like leaving ectoplasm, both cold spots and temperature changes and pressure. The EMF is going off. It has been spectral. And then a few other things you clicked on. The attitude of it. He was disapproving.
Yeah.
The tutting and the fact he's mistaking her for his partner, like his wife from 200 odd years ago. The phrasing she used, "you stayed behind," is the specific one. You would assume this is an Outrageist. They are ghosts who stay behind for their partners to help them through the grieving process. But they're an active participant in it. They try to help physically by, sometimes being there, but also sometimes by literally helping around the house or by trying to keep a positive emotion in there. However, Outrageists are also an anchor. They stop people moving on. Their presence means they can't fully grieve, and eventually they will move on. And the Outrageist gets very bitter and confused and continues trying to help, but doesn't understand why their family or their loved ones, whoever it is, are moving on without them, so they can become confrontational, moving things they don't like around the house so they can't do them. A Victorian woman shouldn't be drinking wine on their own, that's ridiculous. Moving the wine glass. And then eventually their partners move on, and their loved ones move on completely, and they're left alone. And they can go quiet. That's when they eventually start changing, and they either move on or they develop into something much worse. Like poltergeists, like building bound. They can evolve into something nasty.
Okay. I turn to the group and I say, how the hell are we going to get rid of him?
From through the hole in the floor, I have an idea! You know the idea is punch him.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that.
I mean,
Would there be a way of being able to have him accept that she is gone?
Potentially.
That certainly is the nice way to go about it.
yeah.
But it
Either
seems
that.
maybe this one has got twisted.
Yeah. If it gets too bad, maybe we have to bound it to something and keep it locked away.
I mean, I know we were talking about it for other means, Adina, but if we have to use what we've been working on for this, I'm fine with that if we have to bound it to what we've been working on.
It's not fully there yet, but research has led me to think that the more connected the ghost is with something, the more likely it will stick. So perhaps looks at Daphne holding the locket. If we incorporate this, perhaps.
Yeah. We went in for something much stronger than him, so in theory it could work.
So we go in good cop, and if it all goes to shit, we go bad cop.
As you say that, Sammy, the books, they run out of books eventually. But realizing that physically attacking you isn't going to be possible, you feel your feeling like your head's twisting, this growing headache right here, and then you feel something strong.
Downstairs.
Truly
Oh.
upsetting. I need a soul roll.
Oh dear. Guys!
Can we still see him, just out of interest?
You can, yeah.
That's a 15 on a 12.
I'll take it instead. I can use my stress sponge to take it.
Okay, so instead of the ghost being down there, it's now up here with us.
Well, it might mean I just take the stress instead.
You feel that headache brewing, and you feel this sense of obsession. But it goes from you. Benjamin, you take on that as the crux of the emotional kind of stability of the team. Now, give me number 1 or 3. 1 to 3.
3.
You lock eyes with the locket. The headache brewing in you, and the only time you don't have it is when you look at the locket and you realize the obsession is brewing. It's not your obsession, it's his. And it's turning into this rage, calculated and unstable. And you realize that you need the locket.
From the outside perspective, what's happening?
Well, first off, you take 3 soul damage.
Yep.
From an outside perspective, Benjamin has turned and his eyes dilate, staring at the locket.
Cool.
Guys, what's happening? I just felt something weird.
Yeah, I think we got it. Benjamin?
Just give me the locket.
Why?
I just need it. I need to look over it. I need to check it out. Just give it to me.
You don't look very well. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just give me the locket. It'll be fine.
I think this is kind of a hot item. I don't think that anyone else should really touch it.
I've dealt with this kind of thing before. It's fine. Just trust me.
Have we done enough of these that we recognize a possible possession?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's but I think you know it's not possession, it's emotional control.
Yeah. I'll go.
Out of curiosity, would the spectral punch help with that, or is that solely for possession?
Not the spectral punch, but yeah, if you punch it, it's going to snap out of it.
Oh.
I'll go. Benjamin, you're still in there. This ain't you. We know this ain't you.
I just need the locket. It's not that difficult a thing. Just give me the locket.
I can promise you, you do not need the locket. And as I say that, I'll shout, Sammy.
Sammy fucking leaps up, grabs onto the edge of the roof, pulls himself up.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening?
You know the phrase,
Grappler stamped.
slap the living shit out of you?
I'm on it! And I run over and try to slap Benny.
Because you're currently in emotional control, you don't have the capacity to dodge this.
Yeah.
You take 1 point of body damage, like physical damage. Your body stat is reduced by 1 as you kind of snap out of it.
Sort of airplane style, I'm winding up for a second one until you sort of give me the.
Okay.
Please.
Benjamin?
I'm
Benjamin.
back. I'm back.
You alright? You back?
Yeah.
Are you back?
Thank you.
Alright.
As he says to Sammy.
With a big red welt on your face.
yeah.
Put a hand on your shoulder, Benny. Anytime.
We'll get an ice pack for that. There's bigger fish to fry right now.
Let's just sort the other guys.
Ben, did he say
You
anything
hear
to you?
Oh, sorry.
No, I just needed the locket. That was it.
Okay. I think your idea is going to work then. Whatever contraption you've been working on in this locket, I think that's the way to go.
You hear a scream from downstairs.
Let's go down.
Whoop.
Fuck. Yeah.
As you heading down the stairs, you see Isabella is trying to run up towards you lot. I saw something. I saw something. It was right behind me.
One of you guys explain the ghost, and I'm going to put myself between her and the stairs.
Previous owner, bound to the house. Don't worry about it. We'll sort it. You get behind us.
Long story short, yeah.
Footsteps come down into the hall. You see the kitchen door like swings open and then slams shut.
Please say you have your contraption with you on you. Please say you got the contraption on you.
Always.
Always in my duffel. I pull it open and start pulling out. Yeah, it looks really, really haphazard. It's still a prototype, don't judge me. And I sort of...
Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work.
It should.
It's got like 2 poles to like hold something in the middle of it, and then like almost like a margarita rim of salt just around the outside. Please put the locket in. Are we ready?
You hear this grumbling as if it's from the depths of the house, and I think Daphne, you feel the anger and grief and duty coming from him. As you just hear, everyone hears the words, "Get out of our house." And Benjamin, something clicks here. This is... You realise you're in a very weird position where if you lot aren't careful, this Outergeist might become a poltergeist if this isn't in reality.
You see Sammy inhale as if he's about to antagonize the ghost again.
Sammy, wait. I didn't know you were sure this might work. Saying sure and might is not great, but I know.
This might be a good
You cannot
time.
be sure.
It's all we
Might be a
fucking
good
got.
time to mention if you want me to lead it. I've got self binding, safe binding.
Please.
That was the perfect time to mention. She like steps back from it, like, please.
I'll do my click, and I don't know how binding works, but I will lead the binding.
Temperature begins to rise to the point where you can all feel sweat beginning to appear on your faces. The pressure is coming in until you can feel that first drop of blood from the nosebleed.
I just wipe it away and continue. I just wipe and ignore and just continue.
For rituals, it's a roll. Considering it's a very technical vibe we're going for with this, I will allow it to be a mind roll.
Cool.
It's a very exhaustive process, like spectral speaking. But it's much worse than spectral speaking because you haven't got that connection that Daphne had. So you need to roll it. If you fail your roll, you'll be losing. Your stat will be reduced by 6, or by 3, and you'll be open to be possessed. It's your choice. If you
It's a
succeed,
one-shot
your
with-
stat will be reduced.
Okay. We'll
Like,
do
you,
the.
you know what's going to happen if you get possessed.
Yeah.
You're going to
Come on,
get
mate.
punched in the face.
Yeah, and I trust Sammy to do it well. So I will do the. If I fail,
So
go down by 3 and get
finding,
possessed.
I believe will stop the worst of that. Let me just double check for you.
That's fine. This is why he's my knuckles.
Safe binding gives you a +3 to your roll.
Yes.
This is why you bring me along.
Yeah. So my. Do you say mind or soul?
I'll allow it to be mind.
Mind. So +3. I need an 18 or below.
Okay.
Some quick maths. That makes it 11.
How much is that below your? What's 18? That's
So that'll be 11 for
your
on an 18.
stat is reduced by 2.
Cool. So that will be now
How does it
13.
look as you do this ritual? How does it?
It
How does the doctor do it?
he. This is the. I wouldn't say this is the first time these people have seen it, but it is a very unhuman way. Yes, he has the nosebleeds, but his eyes almost roll back into the back of his head, and the waistcoat sort of the buttons just pop off, and there's like a whole, almost like a gust of wind, but only affects him. Veins start popping out, more blood is just dropping, and yeah, that's the current visual.
You see as the starts taking physical form. You see more of the clothing he was wearing when he died. You see his face beginning to appear, his lips almost purple from the poisoning, and the about 6 foot, and the anger. You feel the heat rising to an unbearable temperature as you see him reaching out towards you, and as he gets right close to your face, it finishes. And you see his hand begin to tremble, solidify completely into almost looking like an alive human if it wasn't for his gaunt old skin and purple lips, as he begins to then fade. And his body begins to turn that same sepia tone of the old picture paper and quality, and just the general yellowing that causes over time as his face begins to then fade. Just like the carving that Edith scratched into it before he fades completely. The locket glows hot. You feel the metal is almost hot to the touch, and it remains so as the heat in the room almost gets absorbed into the locket and the pressure breaks.
The doctor sort of collapses onto like his knees for a little bit. You really gotta work on that one. As he every time he moves his neck, it just clicks and clicks. You can tell it takes a lot out of him. Don't make me do that again tonight, please.
No. You did pretty good. Henry, honestly, you did pretty good.
Sammy comes and gets under your arm, lifts you back up onto your feet. I know I say it every time, Doc, but you look creepy as hell when you do that, and I start trying to take you down to the kitchen.
It worked, Doctor, it worked. You were
That as a
amazing.
win. Appreciate it. As I'll get carried down and get essentially my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Isabella slumps and sits on the stairs, eyes ready to tear up. You can tell she had some belief in ghosts before, but full proof of it and the intensity of it, she kind of wipes off a bit of that blood from the nosebleed, and tea's on the table. I'm going to sit here for a bit.
Take time. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with you, Isabella.
Good. Good.
Can I use my emotional comprehension to see if there's any like lingering malevolence in the air? Like, that's definitely him gone?
Yeah, you feel it kind of, there is in the air, but it's radiating from the locket.
Okay.
There's nothing else elsewhere. You even see like the brief like shine of the UV light. I imagine you still kind of have some of you still have on you that even the ectoplasm's fading.
Okay. I give her a squeeze, like her hand a squeeze, and I just say, he's gone. Give her a little smile and then head back to the kitchen with the others.
She kind of gives a very light nod, but just keeps staring directly at like one floorboard. Like, eventually she kind of comes back in, having like readjusted herself and her feelings, kind of sits down with you all. I know we never discussed pay, but you're gonna get paid.
Thank you. How's the rest of us feeling?
Yeah. Alright.
Nothing a good sleep won't fix.
Atlee is adding the word Ultrageist to the back of his bingo card.
No, you spell it this way.
Thanks, Doc.
Attaboy.
I think Adina's trying to be like appropriate in the moment and appropriately somber, but she's like under the table, got a little notebook out and is like writing down all of the like successful parts of the day and is like secretly quite gleeful.
Ben's leaning over like, okay, this is the bits we need to work on for the next contraption.
We're gonna fucking get him next time, I tell you.
100%. We're nearly there.
It's going through a slightly swollen face.
Yeah. I'll grab like basically a bag of frozen peas from the freezer and I'll let.
Isabella
Just ransacking this woman's kitchen.
She does not care at this point. She says, "Stay here as long as you need. I'm gonna send you some pay tomorrow. I'm gonna pay you well.
Rush.
No worries.
I'm gonna pay you well. I'm gonna go for a nap. Just
Yeah.
lock the door and leave. Thank you.
If you want to, you've now got a new attic. There's the plus side to that. Up
There's
to
a
you.
look on her
Come
face
in.
where she realizes there's a whole other room that she has to now renovate. Before she just, okay, thank you all, seriously.
Welcome.
I don't know what happened, but I think that was undeniable proof you did a good job.
Yeah.
Please tell your friends. Give us a good review, I guess.
Leave a stack of business cards, I'll give them to everyone.
Yeah, sure. I'll just pull out about 10.
She just kind of, like, whoever's next, like, whoever was sitting next to her, she kind of just pats him on the shoulder as she walks upstairs. And you will get a chance to kind of decompress before eventually, cramming into the tiny car and trying to load all your gear back into it somehow, very carefully, not touching the locket and making sure that's safe and you're not going to get damaged in the bumpy car ride. And I think we'll end the session there.
And that brings us to the end of our Bard Shot What Haunts Us. Thank you so much to my fellow players and for Michael for GMing us. Well, for GMing us, creating the TTRPG, and also letting me play for a change. You should absolutely check out all these amazing people. So let's go around and see what you guys have got to plug, anything at all. So, Blue, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm around in corners of the internet under that Bluehead DM, mostly TikTok and Instagram these days, but slowly expanding.
Great. Abby?
I am a dice maker. You can find me tabletop.curiosities on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, shiny math rocks.
Jordan?
Hi guys, I'm Jordan. I'm the DM, producer, and editor for the Modified Rule podcast. You can find us at Modified Rule. Personally, I'm always ready to roll GM on Instagram. I don't really use any other social medias because I have no fucking time for that. And sneak peek here, preview, coming soon if you're interested in LARP. Myself and a couple of friends are currently recording the first couple of episodes of our Empire LARP podcast called Tales from Anvil, which we're hoping the first episode will go live next week. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in the LARP scene.
Hey, Jess?
I'm so useless at plugging, and I have nothing I can really plug right now that's like allowed to be plugged. But I'm Jess. I'm a DM in London. And you can follow me on Plot Girl, where I sometimes make content. I'm pretty slack on that. I'm usually not on TikTok either because I am a boomer with technology.
Same, don't worry about that at all. And then Michael, too.
I am everywhere on at Innocent Goblin or Innocent Goblin TTRPGs. I make weird games such as this one. You can find this one on my itch.io/Innocent Goblin. And when this comes out, I will also be on the last 2 days of a crowdfunding campaign for the Hawthorne Effect, a surveillance and observation conspiracy TTRPG that has just funded as we record this. So we also, if you wanted more What Haunts Us, me and some amazing people, including Abby, did a mini-series called Horror and Heartbreak, where we took the system to its horrific limits, and you can find all that on YouTube at Innocent Goblin, or I'm pretty sure the last episode will be on like the Sunday after. So you can find that on Twitch.
Valid. You'll see some friends of the podcast there as well. I know there's definitely a few people that either have been in episodes of Bard Shots before or will be in upcoming episodes of Bard Shots that are going to be there because we were all friends together. And equally with Hawthorne Effect, I know we're going to be doing it very soon on Bard Shots too, so excited for that. But thank you to everyone that watched along with us. Your support means the absolute world and keeps these stories going. If you enjoyed the show, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You can keep up with everything we're doing TTRPG-wise on socials and at MagicBard93. The only social we're not on is Twitter. And you can find all of our VODs on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, everything. In March, we're bringing you 3 shows as opposed to our normal 2. So we'll be exploring Godkiller, First Blood, Ex Tenebris, and also having an extra special show of Legends of Akaroth. And you'll see some familiar faces here and equally some faces you've seen before in other shows too. So keep an eye on our socials for dates and casting announcements. But until then, I've been Luke, your nomadic bard, and this has been Bard Shot. So good night, everybody.